Welcome to Sus Sports. I'm your host, Sam Bell. Thank you for joining. Before we touch football, before we touch basketball, before we touch anything with the $1 billion broadcast deal, we need to talk about Run It League.
Lock in.
This is one of those things that looks funny for 10 seconds maybe. Then you realize it's saying something uncomfortable about where sport culture is. Because this is one of those things where it looks funny in the beginning for about 10 seconds. Then you realize saying something uncomfortable about where sports culture is right now. No pads, no helmets, no refs, no medical tent waiting politely on the sideline. Just grown adults sprinting full speed at one another. They're just colliding like a momentum is a solution. Everybody signs up smiling. Everybody feels invincible for about 15 seconds. Then somebody goes down and the smiling stops. This isn't toughness. This is exposure. The reason this matters is because week 18 of the NFL feels exactly like this. No protection, no installs, no alibis. Bears versus Lions, the audit. Let's go to Chicago. Because this game matters more than the standings. You have the Lions, the new standard, loud, violent, and you have the Bears. Caleb Williams isn't playing for highlights anymore, he's playing for respect. When you play for the King of the North, Jon Snow, you don't need to win to prove a point. You just need to not look like a child. This is an audit. Is Chicago ready to be serious, or they're just selling hope for the next year?
Go get him, Kobu! Yes! That's my boy!
Commercial is brought to you by Awareness. For franchises that finally stopped lying to themselves in December, side effects include patience, quiet confidence, and being extremely annoying next season. Ask your general manager if Awareness is right for you. Jaguars versus Titans. Now look at the AFC South. Jaguars, Titans. This isn't pressure versus panic. This is dominance versus disruption. Jacksonville is handling business. Tennessee is deciding who they want to inconvenience on the way out. That's a dangerous game. Not because the Titans are good, because meaningless teams play reckless football. Teams that survive the game don't celebrate loudly as they walk off the field. They walk off the field like it was expected. That's how you know who's ready for January. This commercial is brought to you by Load Management Deluxe. Load Management Deluxe. I gotta get my sexy voice on for this one. Load Management Deluxe. Sit when things feel hard. Play when it's convenient. Availability is subject to vibes. How you feel, what you think you'll feel like the next day. Because the regular season is just a suggestion. You don't really have to play. Professional athletes, Load Management Deluxe. Coming to a store near you. Texans versus the Colts. You have Houston and Indianapolis. Everybody talks culture. Week 18 audits it. This isn't about development. This is about survival. Houston has something to lose. Indianapolis does not. Eliminated teams don't play to win. They play to player hate. It disrupts your season. They play to disrupt rhythm. The Texans don't need style points. They need to escape.
Lock. For teams who said this week matters and then rested everyone. The lock. Because commitment is seasonal.
Let's talk about the NFC East pattern. This isn't about matchups. It's about the behavior. Philly hosts Washington. Dallas goes to New York. But watch the postgame. Philadelphia wins and looks annoyed. Dallas wins and starts explaining, as they usually do. America's team. That's December football. Good teams move on. Fraudulent teams hold press conferences. If your coach beats a bad Giants team and says, we like where we're at, that's not confidence. That's a man buying time and also updating his resume.
Moral victory insurance. For teams who didn't win, but felt good about the loss. We competed. Moral victory insurance. Covers nothing.
Chiefs versus the Raiders in Kansas City. Clinched, unemotional, functioning. This team wins like they're checking email. That works until it doesn't. The danger with boredom is assuming you can turn it on whenever you want. The Raiders, meanwhile, are dangerous in one way only. They don't know when they're supposed to lose. This game tells us whether Kansas City still respects the process or is just waiting for the playoffs to start themselves.
Coach speak translator.
When your coach says, "We like where we're at," they're not giving you an update. It means, please stop asking questions. We translate denial.
College football, it's booming because the masks are off. Look at the playoff. You have teams like Indiana, boring, clinical, organized. They treat football like a logistics problem. Then you have chaos agents. Those are my favorite. The usual suspects aren't safe anymore. Brands don't win in January, systems do. Chaos is fun until you run into a team that doesn't make mistakes. Good luck out there.
Load Management Plus. Because playing hard in January is optional if you already secured the seed. Load Management Plus. Side effects include booing.
NBA Christmas truth. Christmas basketball told on people. LeBron played like it was a board meeting. Denver looked inevitable. Golden State looked loud. Loud is in leadership. When contenders see mess, they clock it immediately. Pretenders explain it in April. So here we are, week 18. It doesn't create champions, it exposes them. No protection, no new installs, no alibis. Football gave us pressure. College gave us chaos. Basketball gave us behavior. This is Sus Sports. I'm your host, Sam Bell. Peace out. I'll see you next week. This commercial is brought to you by the History Channel Plus. History Channel Plus. Relive championships your current roster had nothing to do with because the present is uncomfortable. The 90s were a long time ago. History Channel Plus. Live in the past. It's much safer there. The Lock. You have lost 14 weeks in a row. The math has changed. This is financial recovery. A 12-leg parlay involving a backup quarterback and a kicker. It can't lose. The Lock. Mortgage the house. The kids will understand when we have a boat. Go ahead. This commercial is brought to you by Business Decisions. Cam, whispering safe. Business Decisions. Why tackle a running back at full speed when you can just slip? It is week 18. The playoffs are gone. Bye-bye. Your contract is up. Don't be a hero. Be unemployed. Business Decisions, because the film room forgets, but your needs remember forever. This commercial is brought to you by Business Decisions. For franchises that finally stopped lying to themselves in December, side effects include patience, quiet confidence, and being extremely annoying next season. Ask your general manager if awareness is right for you.
Cold weather reality. Speed looks different when it can't breathe. Available every December, north of excuses. Accountability. For fans who swear this year was different, it wasn't. Accountability. No refunds, no rewrites. History Channel Plus. Relive championships your current roster had nothing to do with, because the present is uncomfortable. That's the premise.